This is going to be a story all season long. I can already tell. Denny Hamlin recently did his 2025 season preview on Actions Detrimental, and they talked about a ton of different things. But I think that one of the big things they talked about that might fly under the radar a little bit, or might not, is when he started talking about the new playoff format that will almost certainly be happening in 2026. Now, Denny both talked about some of what he would maybe look at doing, what he preferred, and also some of the rumors. And listen, we're part of the reckless speculation lifestyle here, so we're going to look at this as well as what he talked about and see maybe what we can glean from it. Because while rumors are just that, rumors, they come from somewhere. And it's pretty interesting to see somebody as outspoken as Denny talking about rumors from inside the sport. So let's jump into it. First off, let's talk about what he said, what the actual rumor is, and, well, here's the clip.
I've heard a dirty rumor, and someone from NASCAR said it, that, maybe we expand the championship race to 5 drivers. Like, no, you're going the wrong direction. Please don't do that. You're just watering this down more. Stop making it easier. Make it harder. Make it harder to get to you got to build the prestige of the people. Don't keep opening it up to more places, more spots, more opportunity. No, you got to make it special.
Even if that would have let you get into the championship 5 now? Then?
No, stop it. Let's not even
think about it.
Let's not even support that narrative. Let's just say that's a terrible idea and you're going the wrong way.
Even when you compare it to
Less,
other sports,
not
if
more.
you created a 3-race championship final, how's that any different than a 7-game series? You know, if a driver wins the championship after race 2,
think about that.
You never need a game
think
5
about
or
that
6.
Is that you're saying that a 7-game series, hockey has a 5-game series, right? Like they play.
No, they go 7 hockey.
Okay, 1 versus 1 7 times to decide the champ.
Right, to take out
We have to
the variables.
battle 1 versus 36 one time. Like that is ludicrous.
Right, the other sports are actively taking out any possible variables.
Correct. And so that's why we had 10 races back in the day. That was our 10 race series.
Yeah.
Because there was enough races to where if the baddest driver in the world, Jimmy Johnson, which he did it many times, he stubbed his toe 1 or 2 races in that 10 races, he could still go win 6 and be the champ because he deserved it. He was the best.
Yep.
So there's a lot to talk about here, and there's a lot that I think that people are going to agree and disagree with. But the big one is a final 5 drivers in the championship race. Now, do I think that they're going to do this? No, I really don't at this moment, but I do believe it's something being mulled over. I've kind of taken this as a rule of thumb. If it seems kind of crazy, it has probably been talked about at some point if it's in the airwaves. And I know that they're in a lawsuit against NASCAR right now with 2311, but I don't see any reason that Denny Hamlin could lie about this and gain in any way, so I think it's definitely something he's probably heard. And I agree with him. 5 drivers in the final race, final 5 fight, whatever you want to make it, I think that's too much. I think it is watering it down more, and I agree with him. And I think that the overall topic that he is covering here, even if he doesn't say the words, is playoff expansion. It's something that every major sport has done in recent years, and it's very unpopular with fans, but it's only popular thing really with the sponsors. And that's something he talked about as well during this episode, is that sponsors were the ones that pushed for 16 driver playoffs. And it's pretty easy to see why. When you watch an NBC broadcast after the cutoff race at Daytona, do they ever really show anybody who's not a playoff guy unless they win? And even then, they try and usher them away as quickly as possible so they can talk to all the losers who are in the playoffs from that race. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And I am fully with him here. I am fully against playoff expansion. I think that it does water everything down, makes it less special, makes it easier for people who shouldn't be there to get in. Like a Harrison Burton, for instance, wins at Daytona, and suddenly now he is leapfrogging ahead of 12 to 15 guys who are better than him all year. I don't like that. I like the idea he said that you're going to need some kind of mulligan with it. You're going to need to make it harder, and you're going to make it in some way special to people. Now, I don't think that playoffs in any way are going to be universally or maybe even just majority loved by fans ever. I just don't think so. But I think there's ways you could improve. Denny did say, for instance, one thing that he would think is a new system revamp kind of like this, where there are 12 drivers instead of 16. Okay, if we're going to have playoffs or a chase or anything like that, I can get behind taking 4 off of what we got right now. Do we need 16 when usually the 4 lowest in the points are going to be just eliminated in the first round or two doing busy work? No, I don't think we need that. He does say double the playoff points. Now, I think that when it comes to rewarding those who have been winning and running well, yes, that's something that I think is really, really good. But when it's something to maybe, I guess, give some kind of action like NASCAR wants, it defeats the purpose of a playoff. It defeats the purpose if somebody can just skate through for 10 weeks. Just like it defeats the purpose of a playoff, in my opinion, when it comes to crowning the best driver, when somebody is awful all year and then just skates through or gets through with some luck or some wins or whatever it might be. There needs to be a balance. His thing is that you eliminate 3 each round and then have a 3-race title round. Now, this year's schedule, you can't do that, which I think is fully why they did not implement anything like this year and are going to wait till 2026, which I will remind you is more or less what they've pretty much said they're going to do and what everyone that's in the industry says is going to happen, because Talladega would be in that round. But a 3-race final round, I think, is a little better, but I don't think that it fixes the problems overall. I think it's still too small of a sample size. But like they said in there, they probably aren't going to be getting rid of eliminations and rounds and stuff like that. As much as somebody like me is not for it, I know that some people have grown accustomed to it, just not my thing. I like what Denny said, though, when it comes to the chase back in the day. We had 10 races. That, to me, is about the minimum when it comes to a sample size I want to actually like the champion in some way when it comes to performance over a long span of time. 3 races, I still think is just too little. I think 5 races, like people have talked about, is too little. Because in 5 races, somebody can just have 2 problems completely out of their control and get taken out. Racing is too chaotic, in my opinion, to be able to have such small sample sizes. He brings up that Jimmy Johnson could have issues and still come back and win the championship by winning a bunch of races. While he didn't have issues in 2007, he had to win 3 or 4 in a row, whatever it was at the time. He had to be insanely good to beat Jeff Gordon in a way that no other driver until Kyle Larson could, with double-digit wins in the Cup Series. That is a near 15-year span where we didn't get double-digit wins from somebody. That is special. Hell, in 2006, his first championship, Jimmy crashed out early on and was involved in that wreck with Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Brian Vickers at Talladega. It was not a walk in the park. All of his championships in some way have seen that 48 team have to be resilient and come back over the span of a couple races. You need that grace period in racing to have some kind of recovery or for somebody else to have problems. And I think 3 races, 5 races, that's just too small of a span. If you're going to have a 10-race chase, make it that way, a 10-race chase. But overall, I do think this is something that's worth talking about because I think we're going to be seeing rumors about this all year until any announcement is made. And knowing NASCAR's history, more than likely the announcement's going to be made next January. So we're going to be seeing this storyline follow the sport for a while this year. And anything that happens, I think, is going to reinvigorate the conversation. So with that, I want to know what you think. Again, I've asked this before, but I want to know, after hearing more and more, what is your ideal playoff format if we have to have one? Listen, I'd love a full season format, but NASCAR ain't going to do that. So let me know what options you would give and constructive criticism you'd get in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like in this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support. And be sure to watch NWP tomorrow night after Daytona 500 qualifying on Eric Estepp's channel. Going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you there. So until next time, have a good one.